wants the appropriate steel structures and the appropriate places for a swimming pool, so that it's built to last. And it's one thing to design those things, it's another thing to make sure that it's happening. So we have a saying in our company, it's called inspect what you expect. And that's why Ernesto's out here. That's why Pat comes out here. That's why Pete comes out here. That's why I come out, and we're making sure all the stuff that needs to happen happens. And sometimes when you're in a hole and you're doing work, it's hard for you to see everything that you're doing. So when you have a second, third, and fourth eye, we can go and say, okay, hey, we missed this area, we missed that area. Let's make those adjustments before we get any further. So we want it to be perfect, and then we can move on to the next stage. This is a very interesting project. A lot of times people don't realize, but we have a lot of retaining walls, in the mountains. Some of these retaining walls have 11-foot drops. Some of them have 5-foot drops. But the rule is to really, for every foot of drop, you should be a foot away. What happens, of course, is a lot of companies will put the pool, 5 feet off the house, or 5 feet off the wall, sorry, and really they should be further away. Again, gravity comes into play, moisture content, ground pressure, things start to settle just like a house foundation. If the house is right up against a retaining wall and it's backfill, it's going to have more cracks and stresses on there. At that point, most engineers, most contractors, would consider doing piers or something to support that. Sometimes you don't have enough space, but you still need to consider enhancing the structure. And so piers is a good way to support that when you have a lot full of backfill, or keep the pool away from the retaining wall. And that's really what we've done here, is we've pushed it, and just because you can doesn't mean you should, and so that's what we're doing. And we want to do smart things. We don't want to, we also do renovations. So we'll go to people's homes that have the pool 5 feet off the retaining wall, that's 20-foot drop, and the spa broken off the pool. The pool's cracked in half. We actually have to rip out the pool and put a whole new pool in, but we're taking it and moving it closer to the house. Most of the time companies are like, whatever you want to do, we'll do it. We're not that type of company. We're like, hey, that's not a good idea. You really need to do this. And they're like, well, I don't care. Well, then we need to do something to enhance the structure. And then if it's like, well, I don't care about that either, well, then at that point we'll have to be like, well, then, we can't do it.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody. This is George with Go Designs. I wanted to visit with everybody and talk about the design of a swimming pool. There's a lot of things to talk about. Pools just aren't holes in the ground. They're for entertaining, and so a lot of times you think you want a pool, but you're not sure what to expect. So I just want to kind of point out a couple of features that are really important for the pool. If you see over here on the far side, we've got a bench and a couple of access steps. A lot of times many pools don't have any benches. And the benches are a place for people to lounge, so you can sit and have a drink. If you get a little cramp, it's somewhere where you can rest and be safe. And then, of course, accessibility around the pool, access to get in and out. You don't have to come all the way back to the steps. You can get in and out from all different locations, which is really convenient. It's good for kids and adults, and getting in and out, because a lot of the times you have to get on your hands and knees and get your legs in there or jump into the pool. Here you can actually walk and sit and get into the pool. We've also, if you look down here, the steps, we've put an extra step in there. It's just an added convenience. Of course, the more gunite, the more cost. That's why you don't see a lot of benches and extra steps, because it costs a lot more. But if when we let our clients know, hey, these are important features, they're like, yeah, that's a good value. So we add those extra steps. We've made the second step, we made it a huge bench area. So now you've got extra seating outside the spa and the pool. You've got seating on the other side. It's a very convenient. We've also added a step on that side, so that if you're in the pool, you can get in and out of the spa, very convenient, versus having to get all the way out of the pool and then get on your hands and knees or throw your legs over. You can just stand up and walk in, and I'll show you kind of an example of that. Some other things that we do is we typically have a minimum of 5 returns in our swimming pool. So you'll see the little jets of the PVC throughout the pool. What that is, of course, is that's more circulation. A lot of pools only have 3 returns and they're on one side. We have them on all sides, and we want to get that water moving for good circulation. A sun deck is probably the most popular part of a swimming pool. So we've got a large sun deck here. We've got a little return for a little water, frothing water. But if you notice, we put some extra jets on the sun deck area because we want to move, settling sand or dirt. We want to move it off the sun deck. This particular hot tub is level, so it's not raised. We've got a pool cover that's going to be opening and closing. So level is what we needed at this point. I want to talk about the spa, and watch your step over here. So the spa, a lot of times they're too small, so we're talking about the function and design of the spa, so that a lot of people can sit in there and be comfortable. You can definitely get 6 adults in here comfortably, probably 10 or 12 teenagers. But if you notice, they've got another set of steps in the spa, and again, a lot of times a spa's too small, you can't have that, or nobody's talking about it. So how do you get into a level spa? You have to get on your knees or a handrail, and still, it can be dangerous. Here we have a set of steps like the pool. You can actually walk in and out of the spa. So I'm going to walk in and kind of just show you how convenient it is. Of course, there's no coping, there's no plaster right now. We did water the gunite. You can see it drying already, but that's going to happen twice a day because it's in the curing stages. So part of the construction techniques to make your shell stronger is the curing, but it needs water because it's so hot. So water helps the curing process and makes the pool stronger. If you don't water your shell, you're reducing the strength. So here, I'm on the first step, I'm on the second step, I'm on the third step, and then I'm in the spa. And I'm an old guy, so it's hard on my knees, right? So this would be a lot easier than getting on my hands and knees and getting into the spa. Another thing too is you can see this is our standard bench. So this is minus 18, which is a comfortable seating area, and your jets are going to hit you kind of in the middle of your back. And then on this side, we've actually gone lower. I don't know if you can see the step and then the lower section of the spa, and the jets, of course, they're at the same level, so they're actually higher on your back. So you can get therapy lower and upper back, or for taller or shorter people like me, and I'll sit on this side, and then the taller people over here. But again, we have an access step, so we can get back and forth into the pool. We can get back and forth into the pool here. We can get out of the pool, out of the pool, out of the pool, out of the pool. Notice also we have 2 skimmers. A lot of pools only have 1 skimmer. There is a ratio, like 500 square feet, you need another skimmer, but a lot of times the more the better. So 2 skimmers, you got more surface water being taken out. 5 returns, you got more water coming in, good circulation. We've added, of course, the safety drains to the bottom. We've added some extra drains on the side wall, for future, in case our client wants to add a water feature later. But just a lot of details from the design point of why we're recommending certain things or why we're doing things. A lot of times people aren't thinking about those things, and then it's too late, and then you have to spend twice as much to remodel. So